You do like a drink. It's the start of your holiday, isn't it, at the airport?
It's very well known I like a drink as the next person. Yeah, I think for some people who have saved their money up all year round, depending on what time we fly in, obviously, I don't think anyone really should be drinking before 10 a.m. in the morning. Anyway, I think you'd have serious issues if you did. But I think when you go to the airport, that is where your holiday starts. And I think it's down to the ground staff and the bartenders not to serve somebody who is drunk. It's already the law not to serve people who are already drunk. Just enforce that. But don't ruin the fun for everybody else.
Very often, there's a gap, isn't there, between the last drink at the bar before you get on the plane and that alcohol, that last drink tipping you over. It takes about maybe 20 minutes, and by the time you get on the plane, it's kicking in.
Yeah.
So it's too late for the bar staff to stop serving.
Well, I mean, it takes 20 minutes to get from the bar to your gate anyway, if not even longer sometimes. I think it's down to ground staff. I mean, what are their jobs anyway? We're checking ourselves in anyway. They need to be doing something.
We've got a picture of you.
I know you have.
Yeah.
I'm waiting
Really
for
making
that.
the most of it. Should we have a look
Yes,
at
let's see
This
this
is you.
picture.
Which airport was this at?
This was in Spain. Let me make it really clear. Nobody was harmed in the making of that video.
Apart from possibly your pride.
Apart from my pride and my dignity. And
Bless you.
what it happened was I'd split up with my husband. I hadn't had a drink in 8 months. It was my first time away from my children. I had one too many, wasn't aggressive at anything towards anybody.
Just got a tan.
Yeah, and then I got out, the fresh air hit me, and I thought, oh, I've got my swimsuit on, why not get a few rays?
Either are you being a killjoy?
No, I'm not. I mean, you see, Kerry sounds very reasonable. I love Kerry. She's a wonderful, open-hearted woman. And that all sounds very sensible. We're not talking about the sensible drinkers or normal people who go to an airport and wouldn't think of having a drink before 10 in the morning. We're talking about bunches of lads who are going on, stag parties.
Nobody should want a drink at 3 in the morning. Hang on. But the trouble is, a lot of people do want a drink at 3 in the morning, and it doesn't occur to them that there's anything unusual about it.
Well, it is unusual. I mean, the thing is, London is not a hub like, say, Singapore or Dubai, where you've got flights coming in from all over they've flown 8 hours, they're going 8 hours somewhere. So
no, but there is a sense when you're... I think this anyway, there's a sense when you arrive at an airport, whether it's here or on your way home from abroad, that the moment you get into the terminal, you're in a timeless zone.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean?
You're jet lagged, you don't know what time it is.
It's not 3 in the morning, it's timeless.
Yeah, 100%.
OK, it's time, but it's ridiculous. Look, it's just before 7 in the morning. You know, what's the difference between being in an airport? This is a timeless zone here. Kerry, what are you going to have, a double vodka?
No, I'll probably just have a glass of Prosecco.
Well, I know people who only have one drink before they fly, and they're saying they're flying at, say, 3 in the morning. They will go to the bar because they're nervous of flying.
Yeah,
that's like me, for example.
I'm a nervous flyer.
Confession time, hold it, go on.
So I don't like flying. I'm better now, I've had a fear of flying course, but I would not be able to get on a plane without having had a drink, whatever time of day my
100%.
flight was. And to not have that,
and what
for
would you
some
have, a shot of vodka or
people...
something?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just take one of
take
those
a minute-
miniatures
take a
in your
minute in your
handbag like you normally
handbag.
do, Charlotte?
Take a minute
Just
in your
give
handbag.
it a go.
That's what I mean. So if they're going to ban it in the airports, people are going to smuggle it in with them anyway.
Yeah, but you can't smuggle in the amount that they're drinking in pints. You really
I
can't.
mean, the thing is, Kerry,
think
you are obviously great fun, and you know, I know you've had your problems with drink as well, but, you know, we're not talking about that right now, are we? We're talking about you just enjoying a drink. We haven't got time, you're right, to go through all of those.
But
if you're somebody else on a flight and you're sitting next to somebody travelling who's really drunk and being difficult, you might say it's down to the staff to tackle it, but actually, do they want to be taking that on?
I was sitting on a flight
for everybody.
I was sitting on a flight back from Crete earlier this year, and I was sitting in. There were 2 rows, and I was the only person in that row that wasn't part of a hen party. It was horrible. You just sit there quietly to say, don't talk to me, don't look at me.
It's intimidating. I've been on many flights, you know, over to Dublin, and there's a stag do on there, and obviously then they've had a few drinks and they spot who I am, and it is quite scary. But in my head, I think, you know what? They're on the stag do.
They're having fun.
They're having fun. It's the once they're ever going to do it. If they marry me, it wouldn't be. But it's the only one time they're having their stag do. Let them have the fun. As long as they're not hurting me or harming me, then
the trouble is that it's your fun, but it's somebody else's hell.
Look,
why should you impose yourself on other people?
OK, but there's a third question. Why should the behaviour of the guilty few
ruin it for everybody?
People like Charlotte and
we do react like that.
It's not affecting people like
no, but
Charlotte.
it's not allowing them to do what they
if we
want.
ban it all together, like the movie's suggesting, then people that just want one drink have had their holiday ruined in their eyes.
Before 10
because some people behave
Excuse
badly.
me, I've just come up with a compromise. I've just thought of something. OK, OK, fine. You have as much as you'd like to drink within reason after 10 o'clock at the airport, but between 3 and 10, you're allowed 2 drinks.
Yeah, I agree. agree. Don't.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't
Good
do it
idea.
completely.
Very
You
good
should-
idea.
The bar staff should say, right, 2 drinks each, like a milk token. That kind of thing.
The thing is that somehow in this country we have it in our heads that the only way you can have a good time is to get completely plastered. And it's the most embarrassing thing to see on holiday abroad people behaving so badly and you think, oh, my God, they're British. What other nation
Have you
does
ever
that?
had too much to drink, Nina?
Absolutely. I'm not
Have
saying...
you? Okay.
Absolutely. And my friends... If you,
Has anybody got the photos?
I've spent a lot of money
I've known
having
you
them
for years,
destroyed.
Nina, I've never seen you drunk.
No.
Oh, well, there you go.
No, I mean, I went to the Bohemian Rhapsody premiere and went to
Yeah.
the party last week. I've managed to get down 4 or 5 glasses of shame, but
Well, it's a different situation
But I
and
still got
environment.
home on the tube without, you know, destroying anybody.
Well, I'll tell you my worst in-flight story. I was in another life. I was coming many years. I was coming back from Zante, and the guy behind me was absolutely out of it, completely out of it, and kept falling asleep. And then he started to heave, you know, like they do. Oh no! And he took his boot off and threw up into his boot, and then he took his boot and he poked it through the gap between the seats, and he poured it on the floor in front of me, emptied it, and then put it back on again.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I think I know him.
Reader, she married.
Goodness.
Then divorced.
Then divorced. All right, well, we're not going to agree, but I think that's an elegant
I
compromise.
think that's a good idea.
Yeah, 2 drink rule.
Yeah.
2 drink
No,
rule.
not that. No, not that.
Crazy.
I mean,
No,
Richard's
no.
compromise.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
2
agree.
drinks.
I don't
I agree.
think stop it all together.
You
I
could
think,
maybe stamp the boarding pass as well
Yeah.
to show twice.
Right, but her
and
idea
then
of milk
that's
tokens
2
is a good
drinks.
one.
So then
Yeah,
that's 2
I
drinks.
mean, that kind of effect
Okay.
to that,
Yeah,
you know, but
yeah.
don't stop it all together.
We'll call the Home Office, you and me, after
Yeah,
the
I've
show.
got the number on speed
Okay,
dial.
I love that.
All right.
Maybe you could sort out Brexit next, Richard. You seem to have got the touch for
Well,
it.
that's a piece
there you
of
go.
cake.
Piece of cake.
Compared to
Very
drinking,
sorted.
Brexit's easy.
Yeah, I should be Prime Minister.